It was the first really great album they made. It really was. It was the first sign that they really were going to be able to turn the corner and make something absolutely massive for themselves that didn't rely on anybody else and certainly didn't rely on recycling any of the old ideas they'd had with Sid. This was really Pink Floyd coming into their own right.
The thing is that Pink Floyd had reached a stage where they didn't have to have hit singles. And I think that's sort of to do with the fact that there was a greater emphasis on albums, and record companies found themselves underwriting sort of concept albums, rock operas and other sort of magnum opuses.
These days is just really quite extraordinary. It's got that very galloping sort of rhythm to it. It's got two bass guitars, just got a whole life of its own, but the point is that it illustrates something about Pink Floyd, which is that it's got a very memorable riff, but when Pink Floyd have a riff, they don't bash you around the head with it. They make something of it, they use it as a theme, they return to it, but they create huge spaces.
One of These Days was an important track in the Floyd canon because while being a kind of a mix of what used to be called space rock, although they hate that term themselves, and more of a rock feel, it also has a kind of proto-techno vibe in that the dueling basses and the sort of the Doctor Who-like feel of it.
Roger came up with the thing. I'd been playing with the delay, a tape delay on my guitar. Oh, for years I've been playing with it, but just before then I've been doing some specific rhythmic things with it. And he decided to try and do the same type of thing as I was doing on a guitar, on the bass. And he came up with that basic sort of riff, which is the same as what I'd done previously on a guitar. And we went into a studio called Morgan Studios. In fact, we recorded that at Morgan Studios. And we decided that we were both going to play it. Myself and Roger were going to double track it at the same time live with two basses. So we got the spare bass out of its box, and the strings were completely dead. They were horrible on it. So we sent one of our roadies off to rush out to buy a new set of bass strings. It became a very funny story because he didn't come back for like 5 hours. And we were sitting there with a clock running up and the money disappearing down the drain. We actually put the track down without him, and you can actually hear it. The first bass that comes in, I'm playing, you hear this sort of dong-ka-dong-ka-dong sound. When the second one comes in, it's also because it's got these horrible dead old strings on. It's still there on the record.